it's Lisa with Artful Fairy Designs, and I'm here to show you how to put together your bunny rabbits. These come in two pieces, and while it's not difficult to put them together, it is a little tricky because there's nothing in the center here, so this part has a tendency to move, and so I wanted to show you how to do that real easy. So here's one that I've done. Yours would come blank like this. And then you would paint them front and back, however you want to do those. Okay, so let's just assume yours are all done. And here it is. So here's my back, and I'm sticking it on the base just so that I can tell where it needs to sit down on. It is helpful so that you don't put your piece all the way down. I mean, you can tell obviously if you put it down here, it's not going to match up here. But there is this little gap right here. That's where you would put your stand. So we just want to make sure we don't go too far down. So I've got mine on the stand. And what I'd like to do is to just look at it before I glue it. Okay, just to get an idea of where the best match is. Because sometimes it doesn't match up where you think it would. The other thing is that I'm going to be using there we go. I'm going to be using this super glue. This is a gel. I get it at Dollar Tree. It works really, really well. It gives you a few minutes. It doesn't stick right away, so that's very helpful. Okay, so what we're going to do is I'm going to, I have one more thing. Before you go ahead and glue down, you should have noticed this when you were painting, but I just noticed there's a teeny little piece stuck in there. And that happens sometimes between the little flowers and things. So just make sure all your pieces are out before you go ahead and do that. And I think, yeah, I see another one. Hold on. And then you're going to want to get yourself a piece of paper. You don't want to use newspaper for this next part, just because you don't want to get the print on the back of it. But you want to go ahead and get yourself a piece of paper. All right, I have my pad right here. And what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and put some glue on the back. And then we're going to dab it off and then put it on. This will help with any excess that you might have that maybe a glob. Sometimes globs come out, and this way it's less mess on the inside. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and start with the bottom. Try to hold it in a way, there we go, that you're not going to get it on your hand. All right, and I'm just going to go ahead and run the glue. And I'm running it all about the bottom. You could also dot it if you want to, but I want to make sure that all of it gets glue on it. So I'm running it all the way around. I do not put it on those inside pieces because sometimes what happens is the inside piece might get on there first and it might get caught up somewhere else where you don't want it. So you can always do that after, and I can show you how to do that. Okay, now the glue that's here is still wet, which is what we want, right? You don't want your glue to dry out, which regular super glue I think would do that. Okay, so then we're going to take this real quick, make sure I got everything covered. I think I need a little more in this corner. Hang on. Okay, so we're going to take that, take it over to our paper. It's quick. It's a quick pick-me-up, that's all. Now I'm going to lay it down. I don't see too much inside of it. Just a little bit right there. Toothpick is helpful to have as well, and I'll tell you about that in a second, by having a toothpick handy. Okay, you want to try to avoid squeezing this into each other, just because if you squeeze it, you might move the top frame off. Okay, so I'm just going to move this around and just check to make sure, and these really fit very well, so you should have very little problem with it. I'm going to very gently press it down, make sure nothing has moved. Okay, and it's sitting right on the stand, so that's good. Okay, so make sure we press it all down. And now if I wanted to put some on these flowers, the only ones I'm concerned about here, well, that's not too bad. Most of them aren't going to move, unless you're touching them, they're not going to move. But if I wanted to put a little there, I'll use a toothpick and I'll put just the tiniest amount, and I mean tiny, tiny. Like so little you can just barely see it. So you don't make a mess. As I have a habit of making a mess. Okay. Very gently just lift that up a little bit and just dab the glue right behind it and hold it down. It's much easier this way. If you try to do it the other way, I've had it where these have stuck and then you want to move this out, but you can't move it out because these are stuck in place. So I'm not too worried about those, but we'll do it just so I can show you. And then that's it. Once you get all that glued down, you're all done. Then you should have a fabulous looking bunny rabbit. Okay, we'll put a little bit back here. Because that's so big, I can go ahead and just put that right on the wood. There, perfect. And it looks good. If for any chance, it's not too bad. So if you should have anything where you find it didn't meet up and it was too late, you can't do anything about it, you can go ahead and use a marker. I have this black marker. This is a water-based marker. Sorry, but I just go ahead and I will trace right around there just to fill it in. If you still see the color, sometimes the color of your wood comes through, or if you have painted and you have some paint on the sides you don't want to have, just take the marker. You could use a regular, like a marker, a regular marker. A permanent marker works just fine too. I like this one because I like this tip, and so it's easy to hold it and run around it, where sometimes the other tips are harder. But okay, I hope that helps, and thanks so much for watching. Congratulations on getting your bunnies. I bet you they look absolutely adorable. And please feel free to subscribe, and don't forget to hit that button, the little bell button, so that you can hear of any other videos I might have coming out. Thanks so much.